Hey friends, Victoria Mattia here, the mom care coach. So today, let's cleanse and talk about Self-Care Saturday, shall we? So today is Saturday. How was your Saturday? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I guess Saturday, depending on where you're living, is beginning and for you. And so I always like to give a few tips for self-care Saturday because, you know, self-care is so important. But over the years, it's changed. For me, at least, it's changed. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Victoria Mattia, also known as the Mom Care Coach. I have kiddos with special needs. My oldest child has autism. And I have spent the last few years helping moms figure out how they can have predictable and daily self care in their schedules without overwhelm and being consistent. That's the main thing that I think is so important. I just put up a new um, a video on YouTube, and it talks about the ABCs of self care for autism moms because we have to do it differently. We do it differently because you know, when I started on my self-care journey, it was many years ago. My kids were little. My youngest is turning 13 tomorrow, and he was itty bitty when I first started. It meant a lot to me to work on personal development, self-care. I wanted to work from home. I wanted to be at my best. I wanted to be able to show up for myself in a way that was authentic. I wanted people to be able to feel like that the season that they are in is relatable to what I was speaking about. For those that, are going through the same season as an autism. And I found that it was really important to understand self-care, please, because I was struggling. I wanted to get up at a predictable, normal time, but I really wasn't able to. My child would get up, my oldest, between 2:30 and 3:30 every single morning. It did not matter what time you put him to bed. That is the time that he would get up. And so the idea of a normal morning routine just seemed completely out of reach for me. So here's my tip for today. What I had to learn was that what works for me and my family in the season that I am in works for me and my family. And when it comes to self-care, I needed to have predictable daily tasks, and it needed to be up to me. I needed to be able to take ownership of that because there's no telling, what time my child is going to get up. Maybe it's 2, maybe it's 3, maybe it's 3:30. I knew what time he usually um, after a certain point, he didn't get up, but like he didn't get up 4, 5, 6, and 7. That just wasn't the season we were in. But I knew that I needed to have systems that I could actually be in charge of, that no matter what time he got up, even if I was tired, there were things that I could do. So, number one, water. I decided to drink water every day, and I wanted to get in my gallon. So I started the day with 32 ounces of water. Number two, I had my caffeine. I chose either matcha or green tea. And I could do that if I prepped the night before. So I would actually lay out my stuff and everything. So all I needed to do is turn on my teapot so that I can have my hot water for my matcha or my green tea every day. Number three, I wanted to be able to have my Bible reading. And really, those three things were the basic things for my morning routine for a really long time. So I implore you that you need to find simple things that'll work for you. What's going to work? What's going to be important? And then, of course, self care when it came to like skincare. But for me, I work from home, so I could do that at a different time of day. if I could just focus on those three things that I could do every single day, I was able to become consistent. I was able to build in a routine, which gave me confidence that I could add in more. So, what are your three things that you can do every day and commit to that? Or what is your one thing you can do every day and commit to that? And then you can add on, but you've got to start from somewhere. I hope that you have an awesome day and have a wonderful self care Saturday. Bye bye.